Right, we're back with some mods. So the first one we've got in front of us today is the milk churn stand. This is by Farmall 99, 16.1 megabyte on the download. You're going to find them in the construction menu and under decoration and others. So we'll scroll along till we find them. There you are. So you've got the first one there, the actual milk churn stand, £2.5 to place down. You then got next to that the milk churn with plants, and then you've got the milk churn without plants. 65 each for the two milk churns. And these are ace. Because obviously, they are just decorations, but you can pick them up. Oh, that's ace. Now, if you wanted to open up this door, you can do. You've got to jump up there, open up that door like that. So if you really wanted to, you could pick that up like that. Chuck that inside. Oh, no. Ah, dear, oh dear, it's fallen over. Right, let's try that again. There you are. Lower it down like that. It's a bit wobbly. Dear, oh dear. And then once you're done with all that, close that door if you want to. Obviously, it is just for decoration. There's nothing else going on here, mind you. No, I can't open the door. That's interesting. I'll put that in, and now I'm not getting the option to open the door. Oh, there you are. Oh, we nearly had it then. Dear, oh dear, that's better. It is just for decoration. Now, normally, back in the old days when milk was transported with churns, obviously you'd sell this at the side of the road sort of thing, but in the day and age of modern dairies and big tankers and whatever, it's not sort of needed, so they're just there for decoration. So if you want to bring a bit of old school back to your farm, this will do you nicely. Right, next up is the Joskin 12,000B. This is by Mephius, 4.56 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under trailers. So it starts off with a 12,000 litre capacity, going to cost you 22.5 grand. The options you've got there are configurations to 12,000 litre, then goes up to 12.7 thousand litre, 12.7 thousand, 12,700 litre. That's a better way of putting it. 14,000 litre, 14,000 again, mind you. That's all right. What's going on there? It's just flicking the number plate. 18,000 litre, 18,000 again. All right. A bit random. We've got 18,000 with some different boards on the side. That's not really changing much, is it? So 18. Oh, it's changing the end bars. You can zoom in a little. That's better. Right. So you've got 14,000 there. You've got 18,000 with solid end bars. 18,000 with sort of an open end bar, then you've got 18,000 with wooden extensions, 23 with open, 23 with boarded, and then back to 12,000. So that's your different options on the old capacity shenanigans. You then come down, you've got the usual shenanigans with the wheel brands and the tyres. We come down to design, so we've got 1, 2, what's that changed actually? So a little spin around. Is that doing the lights underneath? No. All right. We'll go 1 or 2. It doesn't seem to be doing much. Very random indeed. Oh, it's there. On the front. It's giving it a bit of a gap in the middle. Right, fair enough. Then come down to rim colour. You've got your choice there. Yellow, green, silver, silver 2, silver 3, or grey. You pick whichever one you want. That's a nice little trailer, that is. Right, next up is the Bresso and Leder H55 container hook. This is by Deutz Freak WSM, 0.91 megabyte on the download. You're going to find this under miscellaneous. So what this is for is to basically hook up to a tractor, telehandler, whatever you got on the go, to move hook lifts around, hook lift trailers. Oh, that's all right. So the options you got there are telehandler, that's the attach on the back, wheel loader, front loader, or back to telehandler, and change the main colour. You can have grey, black, green, or orange. Yeah, I mean, if you've got a load of hook lift containers knocking around, you just want to move them around really quickly rather than getting your truck back in there, it's only going to cost you 1,200, mind you. Very nice. Right, next up is the Banderante Vertis 12,500. This is by JA Modding and Banderante. 11.13 megabyte on the download. You're going to find this under fertilizer spreaders. So it's got a 12,500 litre capacity. And looking on the website, it's got 125,000 litre capacity, which I think is a bit of a typo on the website, because that's like 10 times as much as what it's saying here. But anyway, we'll carry on. 45 grand to buy. The only options you got there are discs, no or yes. Where do I see those discs? Oh yeah, puts them on the front like that. Then you've got bows, no or yes, puts those over the top. Now, it doesn't say on here the spreading width, the work width, but on the website it says for lime it's going to do 18 meter, and then for fertilizer it's going to do 36. But that being said, that does look nice. Yeah, galvanized steel. Oh, excellent. Next up is the Lizard CC5000. This is by JM Garcia, 11.89 megabyte on the download. You're going to find this under levelers, which is a little different. I must admit, this requires 200 horsepower from your tractor, 5 meter working width, 24 mile an hour working speed. That's rather fast. 25 grand to buy. And what you're going to be doing with this is basically moving all your stuff into a pile. So you hook this up to the back of your tractor. You've got stuff hanging around in your field, loose crops, grass, whatever. You're going to pile it all up nicely for collection. And also, if you're doing a bit of silage, bit of chaff on the go in a bunker silo, because you know when you load it in and you compact it down, it always spills out the edge. So you could get one of these and just hook it all back in. Oh, that's all right. No options, comes as it is. That is very nice. Right, next up is the Lizard 600L. This is by QWERTY PL and Patologia, 3.83 megabyte on the download. You're going to find this on the fertilizer spreaders. So it's got a 600 litre capacity. It's saying there 24 metre working width, but it's going to be 12 metre for your lime, 24 metre for your fertilizer. And it's going to run at 11 mile an hour top working speed. 4.5 grand to buy. The options you got there are extensions. You've got 600 litre as standard. That puts it up to 800 litre, 1000, or back to 600. Then we come down to main colour. You can pick whichever one you want. So we'll go for blue, changes all the framework. Then design colour, we'll go with a green, changes the bottom part. And then design colour again, we'll go with a black, changes the extension. Yeah, that's all right. I mean, 24 metre working width. Yeah, you're probably going to burn through that 1000 quite quick anyway. It's only 4.5 grand though. Yeah, very nice. Right, next up is the Lizard Z283. This is by QWERTY PL, 5.73 megabyte on the download. You're going to find this under Tedders. It requires 25 horsepower from your tractor. Oh, 2.7. 2.7 meter working width. Dear, oh dear, big field's going to take you forever. Anyway, 7 mile an hour working speed. It's only going to cost you 5 grand. And to be fair, right, if you've got an old school tractor that hasn't got a lot of horsepower, 25 horsepower requirements, not a lot to be using, mind you. So, yeah, old school shenanigans on the go. This should be all right. 5 grand to buy. The options you got there are attacher types, a T25, MF25, C360, or back to T25, although that doesn't seem to be doing much, mind you. All right, fair enough, we'll carry on. We've got the main colour. You pick whichever one you want. So we'll go over red, changes the main framework there. Design colour again, let's go to silver. Changes the rims of the wheels. Design colour again, we'll go over blue. Changes the arms on the, what do you call them, tines? Yeah, we'll go with that. And then the design colour again, we'll go with a black. Changes the actual bits on the end. And you've got some old school small equipment. Oh, this will fit in nicely. Right, next up is the ZT Self-Made Slice Weight. This is by Rotakatsi 3D, 0.86 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it, as you can imagine, underweight. It's only going to cost you 400, and it starts off with 420 kilo weight on it. So then you've got the options there. Attaches, yes or no. Puts that little pin hitch on the front. You then got main colour. We'll go for red. Changes the main frame. And then design colour. We'll go with that. Changes the weights on the front. I mean, it's 420 kilo weight. Yeah, fair enough. Right, next up is the Agrisem Agramulch 6M. Nico Do 55 is the mod maker. 8.77 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it under subsoilers. And this requires 200 horsepower from your tractor. As the name would suggest, it's a 6 meter working width, 7 mile an hour working speed. Going to cost you 31,450 of your hard earned coinage to buy. No options, comes as it is. Well, I like these. You know, where they fold up at the sides. You can get through sort of narrow gates with it and then sort of open up, because those sides fold down, and get yourself a half decent working width on it. Yeah, very nice. Next up is the Unia PZ3. This is by Schwagia Prezes, 2.83 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find this under plows. Now, dear, dear, 1.5 meter working width. Oh dear, 1.5. Shocking. 6 mile an hour working speed is only going to cost you 1200 to buy. You got the option there of change the colour to whichever one you want, but still 1.5 meter. All right, we'll carry on. Right, next up is the Caffini Synthesis. This is by Pepe978, 7.66 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under Great Technology, and this is ace. 400 litre capacity, only requires 45 horsepower. It's got 3 meter working width, but before we get carried away with the 3 meter warning, this is designed to work with olive groves and grapevines. Obviously, you can't have anything too big going through those. 7 mile an hour working speed, 4.5 grand to buy. You then got the option of small attacher, medium attacher, or large attacher. So depending on how big your tractor is, it just, I'll zoom in a little, puts those little mounting points a bit further out depending on what you got on the go. When we come down to the capacity, you got 400 litres, 600, or back to 400. Now, because it had such a low horsepower requirement, you can put it on the back of an electric tractor. Oh, that's all right. Obviously, ignore all the precision farming DLC that's on the go at the minute. You do LB and A on-fold sprayer. Puts those flaps out like that. You can then lower it and raise it, whatever you want to do. And then once you're ready, we'll come in like that. We'll do LB and X, turn it on. Oh, we're doing some grapes. Oh, ace. That's brilliant. I know we had the other one. Was that Caffini as well? Which is ace. This is just like a smaller version of it. Oh, I like that. That is very nice. Right, the last mod for the day is the Farmall 460-560. This is by Adams Kong, 12.57 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it under small tractors. So it's got a 50 horsepower engine, 16 mile an hour top speed. It's only going to cost you 3.5 grand. That's all right, 50 horsepower, 3.5 grand. That's well cheap. The options you got there are front weight standard, no, 45 kilo, 90 kilo, 135 kilo, 180, 225, or back to standard. Then you got designs, you got exhaust, design 2 or 1. Then you got seats, so design 1, 2, or 1. Then you got fenders, yes or no. Puts those over the back wheels. Well, you might want the fenders, mind you, because, you don't want to put your arm in the wheels. It sort of hurt really bad. Then you got light positions, so we'll spin it around like that. You've got design 1, 2, or 1. Then you got engine setup, so 50 horsepower is standard. Then you got 55, 60, 68, 80, or back to 50. Although, saying that, 80 horsepower hasn't put the price up at all. So you're getting an 80 horsepower tractor for 3.5 grand. That's all right. Then we come down to wheel setup. So standard as tricycle. You can have 4-wheeler, tricycle 2, 4-wheeler 2, or back to tricycle. I think with this, you're going to have it like that though, aren't you? Because that just looks ace. And you got the main colour, red, although... chrome red. Gonna stay to that. That is brilliant. And then you got the rim colour. Oh, let's match it up. That's ace. Oh, look at that. That is a thing of beauty. Chrome red on the old Farmall. That is brilliant. Old school on the go with all that. That is ace. Look at the state of it. Oh, that's brilliant. I mean, if you're into your old school stuff anyway, this is going to fit in with your roleplay. No problem whatsoever. Oh, love it. Right, we've got a few updates as well. So we've got the Massey Ferguson 6S7S by KRKZ Modding. We've got the Ponzi Harvester Pack by HR Forsten Fargs and Bell. We've got the Ponzi Scorpion King by HR Forsten Fargs and Bell. We've got the Marshall ST1800 by Arik. We've got the Fent 500 Vario S4 by Moose Agra. And we've got the Map Maypole Farm by Cavalier Roy. Now, it does say that new save game compatible. However, for increased BGA storage, a new game will be required. So, depending on what you want to do, depends on whether you need a new save game. Oh, that's all right. This is the current testing list we've got with Giant. So, we've got 14 there working on console, which is very nice indeed. So that's your mods done for you. Drop it in the comments below which one's your favourite. We'll see what people are looking at. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, it's muchly appreciated. But for me, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one.